Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I am Alif Himi bin Nazri, AS2493A 2024-277866. I am here to present the findings of a set of field trips that were conducted under the subject EVT536 environmental sampling. These field trips were split into two sessions. The first held in Pantai Morib on the 20th of December 2025, and the second held in UiTM Shah Alam on the 19th of January 2026. These field trips were held to educate students on the different methods of water sampling. First, let me detail what occurred during the Pantai Morib field trip. We initially planned to survey a 500-meter swath of undeveloped shoreline split into 400-meter chunks spaced 20 meters apart. However, due to an oversight, we were not able to bring the necessary equipment required for sampling, and we also began 2 hours later than scheduled. As a result, the shoreline had receded due to low tide, and we had to walk a total of 1 kilometer away from the high tide shoreline to reach the low tide waters. We were only able to conduct hand-to-hand sampling on that day using cleaned water bottles. The next video would show the process of conducting hand-to-hand sampling. The video was recorded in Malay. However, subtitles will be provided.
Semua, kita ingin membuat sampling air laut di Pantai Morib. Metod dia adalah, yang pertama, kita ambil botol kosong. Botol kosong ni, dia ada air dekat dalam dia sebab kita minum kan. Jadi kita kena basuh dulu. Kita basuh 3 kali. Macam ni. Turun. Biar sampai penuh. Tak boleh ada buih.
Dalam faham pula. Ingat letak situ.
Penuh. Basuh. Bilas. Kita buat 3 kali.
3 kali.
Baru kita boleh buat sampling kita. Arah ombak ke sini. Jadi kita akan membuat sampling kita mengikut arah lawan ombak. Kita buat slow-slow supaya tak ada pasir yang masuk.
Tak pernah yakin dengan dia. Kalau buat apa?
Bila dah selesai, kita tutup dan label. Jadi ini saya punya. Terima kasih. Sekarang kita akan simpan sampel kita dalam beg.
Dengan batu.
Okey, bila dah label, simpan. Macam ni. Lepas tu kita akan letak dalam balang ais. Itu saja.
Next, I will explain what occurred during the second field trip. The second field trip was held in UiTM Shah Alam itself, specifically a small man-made lake near the Chancellery building of UiTM Shah Alam. There, with the required equipment, we were able to do the other sampling methods that we initially wanted to do at the Pantai Morib beach. I will detail the next few videos via voiceover. The first video that I will show is a video of pole sampling method. Pole sampling method is one of the sampling methods where it is attached to a pole to take water samples without needing to get inside the water body. This method is usually used to sample from areas that are difficult or unsafe to access with your bare hands. First, as I have shown in this video, you have to rinse the pole sampler and the sample bottle. The pole and the sample bottle must ideally be rinsed with the water sample itself in order to avoid any contamination. After securing the pole to the bottle, the pole itself is lowered into the desired depth of the water to ensure no air bubbles are trapped in the sample bubble. A cord is pulled and the water rushes into the bottle. Once full, with no air bubbles, the sample bottle is removed and drained into a labeling bottle. The bottle is labeled by date, time, and then placed inside a double Ziploc bag before being put inside an ice box. It is chilled close to 0 degrees Celsius in order to preserve the contents of the water. The videos where the sample are being placed in an icebox will be shown shortly after. The next method that I will voice over is the Van Dorn method of water sampling. Here, the Van Dorn sampler is a widely used water sampling device from any given depth. It is a tube with stoppers on each end that stay open during the descent to obtain the sample from the desired depth. This is advantageous as clean and filtered water is allowed to pass through the tube as it is being lowered to prevent any interference from other water from other specified depths. Here in this video, I will demonstrate the different parts as well as show how to open the Van Dorn sampler followed by rinsing in the water and then dropping a plug to secure the Van Dorn sampler and obtain a pure sample. Then, by opening a tap, the Van Dorn sampler is drained into the sample bottle. The sample bottle is then labeled and placed in a similar ice Ziploc bag. The final method that I will voice over is for the YSI multi-parameter meter, of which the parameters measured are including temperature, pH, dissolved oxygen, and electrical conductivity. These multi-parameter meters allow for accurate and real-time assessment of the sampling location. In this video, I am shown washing the sampler with some water and then tossing it into the sampling location and then calibrating it. After that, taking a reading. In this video, it is shown me placing the samples into a Ziploc bag and then into an ice bath. Finally, after collecting all the samples, I am required to sign a chain of custody form and give the samples to my friend, who will then send these samples to the lab to get tested. As such, this concludes what occurred during the 2 field trips held on the 20th and the 30th of December. I am Alif Himi bin Nazri. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.